Well, the Yuletide Drum is a song set at Christmas and really trying to evoke the sort of ethos of peace at Christmas. We set it in the time just after the Battle of Waterloo. A British soldier who'd obviously returned from that war, and was really a call for peace. Lay down your arms.
We were originally thinking of doing a concept album about the Napoleonic War, and it would have been the last song. But strangely enough, our publishers, Leopard Music, had asked us to write a Christmas song, so we came up with some ideas for it. The melody fell out of the sitter one day when I was playing it, and then Paul went away and wrote some very clever words to it, in the amazing Christmassy feel of Dubai in the middle of summer.
Yeah, so that was an interesting point in the growth of that whole song. We were under a bit of time pressure to try and get the song into the studio, fully recorded. So I was travelling and had to be staying in Dubai in 46-degree heat when Sam reminded me that we needed the lyrics delivery for the song. So it was time to crank up the air conditioning, chill the room out, get myself into the Christmas vibe, and write the story.
Yeah, we cut his head off and put it in the fridge after that. Where we got around.
The studio session, we'd obviously put the song together. We had an idea of the arrangement when we went in, but as usual, working with Paul Hutchinson at Northwest Recording Studios, we knew that it was going to evolve once we were inside the studio. So we took several of our musician friends. So there was Bod from Run Out the Guns and Baron in percussion and vocals, Norman Cook on drums, and also Matt Richardson, who was playing bouzouki. I think it's fair to say that the end product that came out of the studio was somewhat different than what we took in there.
Yeah, it was better.
It was a lot better. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it made it sound like we could actually play it. Good, yeah.
Tell us about the dance remix.
Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, go on then. We just thought it'd be a laugh. It sort of came out of a conversation we'd had while we were recording the album about maybe turning one of the tracks into a dance mix. And for some strange reason, as we were walking out, we'd more or less finished recording it and mixing it. I think it was me said to Pash, "Why don't you have a go at doing a dance remix?" And he said, "Yeah, that'd be great,
Well, I think that Pash had actually kind of already hinted that the tempo that we were at, I think it was 120 beats per minute, was a sort of ideal rhythm for a dance remix. So it's certainly not a genre that I've really ever worked in or listened to. So we sort of said, well, okay, there's a blank canvas. We handed over all authority and responsibility to Pash, and we said, have at it, go and create something, which he did.
So if people don't like it, it's all his fault.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that the response and the reactions from people listening and downloading it has been phenomenal.
Yeah, that's been good.
When Leopard came to us and said, we think you could write a great Christmas song, that's a huge challenge, right? There is so many great Christmas songs around. There's a lot of cliched songs and topics out there. So we were striving to try and find something where we could subvert the cliche, and not necessarily in a preaching way, but sort of try and drive that whole ethos of peace, peace at Christmas time. And obviously with it being the 100th centenary of the First World War, we thought, okay, so there's a military theme there. As Sam was saying, we'd already had the idea of a concept album around the Battle of Waterloo. So taking those two things, we started to craft this arrangement where we wanted to keep it really as authentic as possible to traditional instruments and instrumentation, but have that underlying military theme. And so we came up with the concept of the drum, the military drum, which obviously has been used for thousands of years, right, in the military or in warfare. And try and kind of subvert that and really have it as a drum that was banging a message for peace. So I think from there that was really the core idea, and the instrumentation and the Yuletide reel, which is the melody that Sam wrote on the end, really kind of came out of that whole idea and concept. And then we sort of, I think, gave it an interesting spin by taking some samples of marching soldiers, which I think they were from a 1960s military parade ground, but we were able to kind of repurpose them to fit in with the whole narrative of the Yuletide Drum.
Yeah. We also did the marching ourselves, of course, as well.
Yeah, we
all
did.
in time, yeah. And we put a board down in the studio, and I'd sort of like 3 of us stood on this board, like, with propped up on beer cans or whatever it was, doing this mad march with microphones stuck underneath this piece of wood, which was the original take on it. And that sounded okay, but we eventually sort of like Paul said, flirted in this thing with this parade ground. And I particularly wanted the Sergeant Major shouting whatever unintelligible words they are at the end, like something like about face or something.
About face, exactly.
So, that was the whole idea of marching away from conflict rather than towards it.
So, Bud, you played in the studio on the track, Yuletide Drum. What were your memories of it?
Well, first of all, it was different from when I've previously been in the studio. When I've just been playing the bowra. I was playing all sorts of hand percussion, bells, and djembes and shakers, tambourines, all the rest of it. I'm into it. And also replicating marching feet, that was quite fun.
The stampy bit?
Yeah, a bit of exercise in there, and on the chorus as well, the shouts building up
the shouty
bit with all of us on it. That was somewhat completely different from what I've previously experienced, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
And don't forget the jingle bells.
It was fun. Oh, I jingled my bells all right. You can tell them.
So yeah, I just remember the one of the days in the studio that sticks in my mind was when Pash actually put the marching samples on and kind of laid them over the song, and like we were all grinning from ear to ear. It was so, like the effect of it was a lot of fun.
I think it was that drill sergeant set it off. His in-conference, someone shouting and bawling. It reminded me of Monty Python, not Monty Python sketch.
Yeah.
Is this something you'd rather be doing than marching up and down the square? It's tough ones,
and that's what it's all about, folks.
So what would you like your listeners to take away from the Yuletide Drum?
Well, first and foremost, it's entertainment. It's a foot stomper, and it's funny. I've played it to my granddaughter who's 8. I've played it to my mother who's in her 80s, and all of them can't stop tapping their feet. And so, we'd like people to enjoy it, have fun, dance, drink some more, and and
pass out.
And pass out, yeah. Passing out parade.
Yeah.
And we're not here to preach, so we're it's an idea, it's a great song, we think, and we just want people to have fun.